Hello guys, so in this video, I'm going to discuss with you about the ETL, how we import the data from flat file, CSV file, and I will also discuss that how we can check target and source data. So for that, I'm just creating one database where I will import the data. So first I'm creating one database, sample. We created one database, sample DB. Now run this. This is created. We can see here, if I refresh this, so we have created this sample DB. Now in sample DB, I'm going to import some data. First of all, I will show you how to import data through the UI side. So in this database, I'm going to import one data that is placed here. This data is placed here. Okay, so this source data, this CSV file, I'm going to import. So you can see the CSV file. This is my CSV file, that is the source data, which has these headers, ID, first name, last name, email, and gender. So basically, it looks like a Excel, but CSV is what this comma separated file. Now I am also making this as a on the same location. I'm going to save this as a as a Excel file. So file, save as, browse. Yeah, and now I'm going to save this as a Excel file. So remember here, I need to save in Excel 97 2003 format. Since I am importing, I will import that through the client side. So now I have two data. One is CSV, one is XLS file. I will import both the data file through the where it is, yes. Now through the client side, through the SSMS side. So right click, task. First, I'm going to import data in Excel format. So import data. Click next. Now that is Excel file. So select Excel. Now give the path. So this is the source data XLS file. Click next. And now here I'm going to select that is OLDB data provider. Next. Next. So it will give the name as it is. We will rename this later on. We can also see the preview of this data, that first name, last name, email, and gender, all the things. Okay. Now, okay, and then click next, finish. So all 100 rows are transferred successfully. Now close this, refresh this, and if you check in sample DB table, we have data, source data is created. Just rename it. I'm removing this dollar sign here. That's it. And now check. we have all the 100 records. 100 started from 101. We have all the record, that is the 100 records, so 200. So this way we imported data through Excel file. Now, if you want to import data through the CSV, then go to again this task. Now this time import data will not work. CSV file is treated as a flat file. CSV file is treated as a flat file. So we can also open that CSV file, this CSV file in notepad format. Open with restrict notepad. You can see we can also open this notepad where the first column is everything is a comma separated. Correct. So this is the treated as a flat file. So now I'm going to use this. This time I'm going to import this as a flat file. Task import flat file. Now this wizard will open, and here click next. It will ask you the paths, provide the paths, and we have the path that is this path. Now we want to source data CSV file. Source data new table name. I'm giving source data CSV. You can see all the columns are there. It is comma separated. That's why it is created these many columns and putting the value inside those columns. Now click on next. You want to change if you want to make any primary key or want to allow null values, then you can also select this one. So I'm not making any changes here. Let it be default. Just only I'm changing the first name, the limit, that is 100. All the limits I'm going to change only. Gender is 55. Now click next, finish. Now this data is getting inserted. So now refresh this database. And this time sample PB inside this table, we have source data CSV. So this is how we can import CSV data through flat file, Excel. We can also import JSON. So I will prepare the next video where I will explain how we can fetch the JSON data. Now, suppose we have this table. We have this table, and I'm creating one more table. I'm creating one more table, and that table I will treat as a target table. And then we will check that how we validate source and target table. So here we have I'm going to create one new table, create table target data, ID in first name, later on I will modify this data and we will check. Gender we have given there 50, so I am also providing 50 here. Later we will check, I will modify the table structure and we will see how we are validating. So now we have created one more table, and in this table I am going to insert all the data which is present in this source data. So insert into target data, select the star from source data. What the table created and value not inserted. Let me check. Okay, we have put here the target data. This will be the source. I want to copy these data at here. Now, data affected, we can see this all data is here. Now we have the source and target. And in both, the data is same because we just clone the data. We copy the data from one table to another table, right? And everything is the table structure, both the table structure are also same. If you want to see the table structure, then we can also see like this way, sp underscore help source data. So the table structure is n varchar length, this 500, this it is coming, and target data, sorry, this is 200, 200 and 100, right. So now I'm going to validate both the table. So what we need to validate first? That is the goal of ETL tester. What we need to validate. So the first thing, let me try. What we need to validate, because we have two things. One is the source data, another is the target. So in both the table, just think like a tester. What we need to validate? The first thing we need to validate number of records. How many in both the table are the number of records are same or not? Then column name. Column name are same or not? Then column data type. Correct? Both the column, both in both the table, the all the columns are same data type or not, right? Then data length. Correct? These are the few things which I'm going to validate. Apart from this, there are multiple things, but I'm just taking these few of the things. But before going to the number of records, first what I need to validate, column name, data type, and these things, correct? First, I need to validate these things. So take this one and put it here to validate. I am going to validate first of all these things. Number of records, because both are the same. So we, for the number of records validation, we can simply do uh, select count source data. So aggregation, we will do the simple aggregate functions to validate these things, right? Now it will give me the 100 record. It will give me the 100 record. So this way we can validate the number of records. Now I'm going to validate which are the most important part. First, I'm going to validate the column data type. That what it means that source table has the same column data type, and the should be source target table should have the same data type as per the source table. Correct. Target date column data type should be same as source table. Correct. So for that, I'm going to, there are three ways. I'm just taking one way, and this is the script I have written, and we can use this. Now modify a little bit, or not required. Target, we need to just change the table name. So this is the source data and target data. And so what it will validate, see this. This is simple. This method is called sys column method. It will validate column by column. So, and what it will validate column by column? The name, then length, precision. Precision means if there is any number, so it will validate for few decimal places. The nullability it will validate. Basically, it will give you the detailed comparison in both the table, source and target. Okay. So you can see this scale, precision, then nullable, then type, data type, it will validate. All the things it will validate. Now run this and see the result. It will give you, this is the source and this is the target. Now you can see source type ID 5662, 2231, 231. Okay, fine. ID 62. It is a bug. We can raise a bug. Then source length is 8. In the source table, the length is 8, but in the target table, the length is 4. This is another bug. Source precision 53. After decimal, it will consider till 53 position. But in our target table, it is considering only 10. After decimal, only 10 position. Right? Rest all the things, other things you can check that, other things 000 000, then here also 0 1 1 1. The length, this is correct. Now this one is another defect. The source length is 510. Basically, which is also not correct. It should accept 255 maximum. But here, whatever we have imported the data, so we can take it as it is. So 510, but here it is taking 200. So that both the source and target data length, varchar length and varchar length is different. So this is another bug we can. Now this way you can manually compare, right? You can, by using sys column, you can manually compare. Now take this another one. Check. Let's see. This is the another query which I have written. This query. So what this query is going to display you, it will give you the list of mismatch column name, all the lists which are mismatched, all the columns name which are mismatched. So we can say in a one-liner, this will highlight the mismatch column names. And this is the most useful while we are doing the testing. Both way you can use it, but see this, there is no difference. Correct? Data type, source length, and no difference. Because why this is no difference? Because the column length and it is considering that is 255 to 55 and all the things which we have seen earlier 510. Now I'm going to change some of the thing in source or target in any one. I'm going to change something, some value. So let me take this way. Here is my this one. Oh, select count. No, select customer. Now I'm going to change. Suppose the first name from Meryl to or the gender. I'm going to change the gender male to female. Oh, this is for sorry. It is also checking the same thing, correct? It is also checking the data type and source and all the things, but it is not showing any mismatch. So what I am doing here, I am going to alter table help source data. In source data, this is the float value. That's why it is coming that. So I'm going to change this float to integer or leave it as it is. I'm going to change first name. Alter table, source data, alter column, first name equal to first name and varchar. And now this time I'm giving 100. I'm reducing the length to or reducing the length to 150 because if we check target data, if we check the target data, the length first name is 200 and I'm going to make source data length is 150. So that is changed. Now if I run this query, so it now if I run this query, just take this one. If I run this query, now we can validate, okay, source length 200, 300, we have given 150. So, and here it is 200. It is not giving me the much more information so that I can work on this or raise a bug. But now I'm going to run this query. Earlier it was showing nothing, just now you can see nothing is displayed. Column names. Okay, sorry. This is source not source employee. That is a source data. And this is the target data. Now run this. You can see this is showing these are the difference. The source length for first name is 150, but the target length is 100. The source length of last name is 255, but the target length is 100. Email 255, it is 100. As I told you that maximum it will accept the 255 because that is the NVAR. But the maximum length it can store to 255. The gender. So you can see both what are the differences in which columns. So this is the one way to validate here whatever we have written, column name, data type, column data length. Correct? Now the next thing, suppose in our this data, source data, I'm going to change this male as a female, and or I'm going to change everyone's update source data, set gender equal to transgender, where ID equal to 0. Whatever the even ID, it will change to transgender. So 102, 104, 106, all the even IDs will be changed to transgender. So just see the female, 102 female, 104 male. That's it. Okay. Target source data. What it is? Source data, gender and varchar. And why it is where ID. Why it is gender and varchar 500. It is a source data. Oh, float. This gen ID is float. Okay, wait. This ID is float. Okay, so it will not. So let me change this also. ID in. Now 50 rows affected. So now if I check my source data, so 102 transgender, 104 transgender, 106 transgender, this is updated. Now I want to check record one by one. Earlier we have checked the column name, data type, and column data length. The number of records we have checked that. But now what about the record? Are the records are matching or not? Because record count is different thing. The total 100 records are there, okay, fine. But records, whatever the person's gender is male in the source, target should have also the male. So one by one record validation. Assuming this is the 100 record. Assume there are 10,000, 1 lakh records. So in that case, how will we will validate? For that, this is the query. Simple query this is. And change the table name, source data and target data. It will check the first name, last name, email, gender, everything it will check. And if there is any mismatch, it will display those mismatch values. Not see 1024, all the even numbers, even IDs. Now it is showing the source, it is showing source target, source is gender is transgender, but the target is female. The source, it is showing all the records it is giving. So source, that is a transgender. So you can see these are the one by one records. It checks all the rows and then it is giving me the mismatch. Source and target gender. Source and target gender. It is giving me the mismatch. Correct. So this way we can identify the difference between source and target data row by row. We can get row by row. This will help you to check the source and data type. Now run this again. Source length 150. This one. We have not taken ID. If you take the ID, ID did not take. Close information. Okay. So now you can see ID will not take. Leave that. We can get first name, the length, correct? So this is the first bug we can raise. So there are various ways to compare both the tables. Okay. So now we have seen that how to import data from the flat file, that may be the CSV, that may be notepad, that may be the JSON as well. Then how to import data from Excel file. Okay. So if you have any question, then you can put those questions in the comment box. And I have also placed, if you are not aware about the ETL testing, what exactly the ETL testing is, so I will give you the link in the description where you can just go that video to understand what basically the ETL testing and why we are doing the ETL testing. Hope this video will help you to understand that how we validate things, how we import data. Okay. Thank you.